We're now ready to go ahead and prepare our aluminum track for installation into our top frame. Before we do that, there's some parts and pieces that we need to go and find. You're going to want to locate the Bi-Fold Track pivot kit 4532, in all of the hardware. And once we do that, now we're going to look for a couple of key components. The first one being the pivot, and the second one being our snubber. On top of that, we're also going to need to look for our carriers, and we're going to need to locate the wrench for adjustment, and all of our number 8 3/4 inch, kind of a gold colored track installation screw. Once we find all that hardware, now we're ready to go and get this thing set up. If you look at the installation, operation, and care guide, it's going to tell us the first thing we do is put our pivot bracket into our aluminum track. There's a specific location for this. So we're going to go ahead and insert this in. And if we read in the installation, operation, and care guide, it says we're going to move this and we're going to center this pivot right at 1 5/8 of an inch. So let me go ahead and take a measurement here, and let's mark this at 1 5/8. So now that I've made a mark, I can actually move this dead center, and we can use our wrench and we can go ahead and lock this into place. This is something that we should never really have to make an adjustment to throughout this entire installation. So the exact placement of it's pretty important at this point. So go ahead, do as the instructions tell you, put it at 1 5/8, maybe even double check it. Yep, we're right dead center with our pivot at 1 5/8. Once we've got that accomplished, now we want to go ahead and put our carriers into the track. You ask yourself, well, how many carriers am I supposed to put in the track? For this installation, we actually received 3 different carriers. But we have a 4-panel system that we're working with here, and the rule of thumb is for every 2 panels that I have 1 carrier. But what's important about these carriers is it doesn't matter which way you put them in the track. 2 wheels forward, 1 wheel forward, it doesn't really matter. What matters the most is that our carriers are at the same height. So you want to just take a quick look to your eye, maybe count the number of threads, make sure they're at the same height, and go ahead and install them. So now we've got a 4-panel system. We're going to put 2 carriers in. Doesn't matter which way they go. Bingo. In they go. The last piece that we're going to install here is called a snubber. So now we're going to put the snubber in the opposite side of our track. What's interesting here is that we have a track installation hole right underneath where this snubber is going to be mounted. So we're going to offset it way far away from where it really needs to be. We're not going to completely tighten it down. We're just going to kind of just get it in place, because it's really important to have access to this screw that's under here for installing our aluminum track. Okay, a couple more turns and we should be good to go. All right, so now it's not going to move. We're going to have to adjust that later, but we'll get to that later. We're going to need to find all of our installation screws. Remember, these are a Phillips head bit, so we're going to need to put our Phillips driver on. Now that we've got all of our track hardware attached, our wheels can't roll out anymore. All right, so now we're ready to install this baby in our top frame.